we go. All right, shalom, shalom. All praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai Brakathum to you, hopefully elect out there. All right, this is just going to be real quick. I wanted to kind of touch on this in yesterday's live video, but Spirit just like just do a separate lesson on it because I watched the video by the elder the elder Yeshawamba, going into a few words touching on Isaiah 4:1. All right, and it just had me thinking, because go ahead and get it real quick in Isaiah 4:1. Well, matter of fact, yeah, I'll start at verse 1. All right, because we've lived in a society where these women have been propped up to be basically told that they're worth more than what they are, man. All right. This society has taught these women that they're worth more than what their true value is. All right, because in a society where everything is backwards, everything is upside down, right? And we live in a society where, this simp culture, this beta male culture, right? Everything that the scriptures tell us not to do, such as not giving our strength unto women, for a man not to give his strength unto a woman, having a woman wrapped around his finger, all right, or excuse me, having himself wrapped around her finger, basically, she's being in control, and basically, and this is this setup where the woman she wears the pants, and she's taught that she's the prize. All right, when in fact it's supposed to be the exact opposite, but that's all right. This is why, as I like to say, when it comes to Jacob's trouble being the settler, the equalizer, Jacob's trouble is going to be the thing that's going to make everything, put everything back in its rightful order. All right. But let me get it real quick, man, before I go on in Isaiah 4. I'll start at verse 1. All right, because this is when this time comes, this isn't going to be something that's just excuse me, man. Isaiah 4:1, this isn't something that's just going to be like a because the mass majority of women, man, believe it or not, are going to be rejected. A lot of women are going to be rejected. It's just not like, all these women are going to be running up to a man of the Lord and they're all going to get picked. No, a lot of them are going to get rejected. Because, hey, brothers have been built up to a point where, listen, a lot of us, we tolerate very little, man. And just like how, and this is set up where the woman she has, it's like a buffet for her. She could pick, choose, swipe left, swipe right, whatever the case may be. She has options. She could be picky, whatever. All right, well, the time is going to come when everything's going to be set back up in its rightful order. All right, again, aka Jacob's trouble. And again, in that day, brothers are going to be extremely picky, man. I just know it. I know it, man. Brothers are going to be hella picky. Or the brothers, listen, in that day, you're going to have to bring something to the table, because that's how it's supposed to be, because this isn't to bash women or shame women. It's just, when you hear brothers, mainly from the Great Millstone, all right, the way we, get down on the women, it's not that we hate women, there's this stigma out there that, this dogma that we hate women. No, we don't hate women, man. We just hate the fact that, you know, our women, man, they're not in order. You know, because that's ultimately what we want to see. All right, we want to see order established, man. We're tired of the disorder. We want to see order established, reestablished on the earth. You know, but I'm gonna get this in Isaiah 4:1, because again, that's what Jacob's trouble is gonna do. It's gonna bring in, it's gonna usher in order. Because in that day, a woman, they're gonna find out their true place, and they're gonna revert back to their natural state. And I get that. But Isaiah 4:1, it says, and in that day, talking about Jacob's trouble. All right, because again, these women have been propped up. Their head is big. They're proud, right? You know, these women, they're walking around here thinking that they're invincible, they're untouchable, that they're Wonder Woman, Superwoman, right? You know, a so-called strong woman in this society is a woman that, you know, Miss Independent, I can do bad all by myself. But, you know, a real strong woman, man, is a woman that knows her place, and she knows her roles, man, and she plays her roles. That's a real strong woman, you know. But hey, these people, when these women, hey, they got to find it out the hard way. And it's just crazy, you know. And that's why, like I said, what I'm about to read, what I'm about to get into, man, because this is like, man, what is the Lord going to do? Because the Lord's going to bring something. He's going to bring plagues, judgments, things that we've never seen before, that the earth has never seen before, man. It's just like, man, what is the Lord going to bring to where, you know, these women, because the Lord brings judgment every day. We see it every day. Here it is, women. I was just I saw where, you know, this DoorDash, this chick doing DoorDash, she basically got kidnapped and raped. you know, these women, they're getting kidnapped, raped in broad daylight. And you see, we're so much to a point where it's just like, because in that day, don't expect a lot of these dudes to play Captain Saberholt, man. All that's going to go out the window, man. In that day to come, that this, because Lord's gonna be killing off a lot of these simps too, man. So in that day, don't expect a lot of these dudes to come in that Captain Saberholt spirit, you know. Because like I said, hey, it's to a point where women, they're getting their shit rocked. They're getting raped broad daylight, and niggas is just, you know, hey, because they, at the end of the day, dudes is tired of it, man. You know, I talk about how we want to see order because we're tired of the disorder way. You know, even 2/3, man, they're getting to a point where they're fed up. And just people in general are just getting to a point where it's just like, man, enough is enough. You know? But Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread. And that's another stumbling block for a lot of women, man, you know, because you could teach a woman, a so-called sister, right? You know, you'll catch a so-called sister being in the truth, and for the most part, she's with the truth. But when it comes down to a man having multiple wives, man, it just seems like for a lot of these so-called sisters, you know, a lot of these women, that's just the one thing that they just can't swallow, man. They just can't fathom. You know, you got a lot of these women talk about, oh, you're mine, you belong to me. No, it's the other way around, woman. All right, you belong to me. You're the property. You're the possession. All right, but again, this is why they're just gonna have to find it out. You know, they're just gonna have to find out. A lot of women are gonna end up losing their salvation. All right, which, you know, they weren't of the elect anyways. All right, but a lot of them are gonna end up losing salvation because of this right here. They just simply can't accept the fact that a man can have more than one woman lawfully. All right, they just can't accept this. You know, but it says we will eat, and it's crazy because on the contrary, all right, the way that shit's looking, the way that things are going, you know, nowadays, man, hey, you know, hey, polygamy, all right, not polygamy, but polygamy is becoming a new thing. It's becoming a new thing. You know, polygyny, as in a man having multiple multiple women, because I believe when you go into polygamy, I think it goes both ways. A man having multiple women and a woman having multiple husbands. All right, and that's off. All right, but like I said, polygamy is becoming a new thing, and it's going to start to become a more popular thing, man. Because again, the times that we're in, times are tough. And some of these women that are actually coming to their senses and coming to the realization, like, hey, man, hey, and you got some women coming out on camera, on video, talking about how, hey, talking to the other sisters, like, listen, you think, basically trying to convince the sisters to, hey, y'all need to start sharing, you know, because little do these women know when it comes to this whole topic of Isaiah 4:1, man, listen, if anything, it's more beneficial for you than it is for the man. Because if you think that you can, talking to you women, if you think that you can satisfy that man, if you think that you can satisfy all his needs, I'm gonna just break the ice to you, man. You can't. All right, you can't. All right, you can't satisfy all his needs. But again, it says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. So you see, because like I said, in that day, men, brothers are gonna be picky as all hell. All right, like I said. And this is in this setup, in this society where the women, they're picky, they have, it's like a buffet for them, right? Hey, in that day, men, brothers are gonna be picky as all hell, man. And you see, because in that day, brothers are gonna have the spirit to just be able to they're gonna have the wisdom just to see right through the eyelashes, and the nails. Brothers are gonna have the spirit to just see right through your bullshit, man. Just see right through you. Because again, it's about what can you provide for me? What can you bring to my empire? How can you further my enterprise? What can you bring to the table for me? Because again, in this society, it's about what can the man do? What can he do for her? And I'll just say this, because listen, all right, there's no amount of pleasing that you can do to where these women are going to be satisfied, man. I always say you can give the world, you can give any woman, the world, Pluto, Saturn, and Mars. It still won't be enough. It's still not going to be enough. This is why it's just best for a woman to just, come up under the vibration, come up under the umbrella of an Israelite man. Because if you come up under an Israelite man, you subject yourself to his will naturally by default, man. Hey, listen, he's going to take care of you. He's going to look after you. He's going to make sure you're good. Because again, no matter what you do for these women, it's not going to be enough. They're never going to be satisfied, man, whatsoever. So that's why it's just best for you women to just, be quiet and just subject yourself to that man. Subject yourself to your husband. And again, by default, man, hey, he's going to look after you. He's going to make sure you got everything. He's going to take care of you. Because, hey, it's like that with us, with the Most High. All right? Because we're his woman. We're the Lord's woman, And if the Lord sees us doing what we're supposed to be doing, putting our best foot forward, because he knows we're not going to be perfect. But if he sees us putting our best foot forward, then, hey, the Lord's not going to, by default, the Lord's just, he's going to look after us. He's going to love us. He's just going to, like you got a woman, man, she's doing right by you and so on and so forth. Man, you can't help but to just take her out, buy new shoes, take her on a shopping spree. You just, in spirit, that's how the Lord is with us. When he sees us doing the best that we can, just by default, man, he just wants to, So again, you women, you just subject yourself to that man, to a man, is an Israelite man by default. He's going to make sure you're straight. All right, because I'm gonna tell you, you women, it don't take much to please us, anyways, man. It don't take much. It was a scripture say. It just had me thinking, man. Hey, hey, your silence alone is enough to just satisfy us, man. And what does the scripture say? A silent woman is a gift. Is a gift. A silent woman is a gift. Where did like where they do that at? But in that day, hey, women, they're not gonna be, because by nature, women are hypergamistic. All right, they're attracted to the power. All right, whoever's in power, that's who they're gonna go to. All right, you know, because if all brothers were on the level of of like a LeBron James or a Jay-Z, they wouldn't have no problem with this. They wouldn't have no problem with multiple women, man. Guaranteed, they wouldn't have a problem with this. You know, but when the tides turn and brothers get back up, you know, because again, right, who's the man right now? Esau. He's the man, and that's why, you know, you got a lot of our women walking around trying to be like Esau or She-Saw, rocking the blonde hair and stuff like that. You know, you see, because again, Esau, he's in power right now. He's the man right now. Well, hey, the tide is going to shift. All right, the tides are going to shift, and when the Israelite man get back up in power, listen, when these women, they're not going to care about how much. They're not going to care about brothers being overweight or, you know, brothers with patchy beard. They're not going to care about none of that. You know, because all they're going to want, when you read on, it says, only let us be called by that name to take away our reproach, our shame. Because this whole feminism movement, this whole I don't need a man attitude, a lot of this has been biting these women in the ass, man. It's been coming back to haunt them. You know, they wonder and question why a man don't want to deal with them. You know, a lot of these women are in their 30s, 40s, alone, single. You know, drinking wine by themselves with all them cats, man. And they're wondering why. You know, because they threw their virtue away, all right, in their early teens, 20s. You know, they threw away their virtue. You know, and it's a shame unto them. You see, so again, that's why in that day, these women, they're going to be humbled. You know, they're going to be humbled. All right. They're going to be shown for who they truly are, because in that day, you're not going to be with all the makeup, the eyelashes, you know, all that stuff, man, which, you know, the men of the Lord, we're not attracted to that shit anyways. You know, you're going to be shown for who you really are. You're going to be humbled. You're going to be humbled. You know, so, hey, going back into it, because it's just like, again, what is the Lord going to do? What is he going to bring to where it's just like these women finally getting humbled? Because, hey, you know, hey, the Lord, he's been dealing with us for years. You know, for brothers, you know, the Lord been dealing with brothers for months, years. You know, and listen, we know we ain't got it. We know we ain't shit. You know, we ain't got it. We know it. All right. You know, but again, you know, these are things that we learned over the months and the years being in this truth. You know, but hey, for these women, because Jacob's trouble is not going to be a thing of, you know, months and years. No, man, this is going to be a short time span. So it's just, you guys got to ask yourself, man, what is the Lord going to do to where these women, they're going to, man, let me read on. Verse 2, Isaiah 4:2. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. Talking about the remnant, all right? Because only the remnant are going to have the spirit of humility on them, you know, even to the women. You know, scriptures talk about the elect lady, you know, the elect sisters, right? You know, scriptures talk about calling for the cunning women, the mourning women, because there are a handful of women out there that know that shit is not right, that this is off. Because there are also women with some type of common sense that they see that, you know, the Israelite man is not in power right now. This is why the whole earth is suffering. Because the Israelite man is not in power, man. You know, it's crazy. You know, Lord willing, you know, because every morning, you know, every morning when I take my children to school, you know, and I'm walking them, you know, every morning there's a squirrel. I'm walking on the sidewalk. He's walking on the you know, he's running on the wall. And every morning I see the squirrel, man, and I'm just, you know, he's just looking at me. You know, sometimes he'll follow me down the wall a little bit, you know, for a few feet or whatever. You know, and every morning I tell, you know, it might sound crazy, but every morning I'm just like, man, hey, soon, you know, I talk to the squirrel like soon, Lord willing. If it's not me, you know, because the elect, they're out here somewhere. You know, I see the squirrel every morning. I'm just like, soon, man, soon. Because, you know, the whole earth is suffering. The whole earth creation is groaning. We're tired. The nations are tired, you know, and it's crazy because, you know, hey, in the kingdom, man, hey, listen, Esau, he's gonna get his ass whooped, man, by 2/3, because, you know, to us, we know he's a devil, so, you know, the things that he does is no surprise, you know. But again, the fact that Esau, he's in power right now, he's the man. These people look at him like he's God, right? Well, hey, they're gonna find out that, hey, Esau, he's deceived them, you know. So the 2/3, they're gonna be whooping Esau's ass. These nations are gonna be whooping Esau's ass. I wouldn't be surprised if Esau's whooping Esau's ass in the kingdom, you know. But hey, even Eve is gonna be beating the shit out of Esau in the kingdom, man. Because she was beguiled, man. She got deceived. She got played. All right, because it started with Eve, man. You know. But verse 4, it says, "When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning." So you see, man. All right, because hey, you women have to get humble too. You know. And look how the Lord dealt with the men. Because, you know, the Lord, he dealt with the men harshly, man. Well, how much more you women? Because another thing this society has taught us to have a bias towards women and children, man. And listen, Yahweh Shema Shahida doesn't give it two shits about a man, woman, or child. If you're not of the elect, if you don't come in the spirit of humility, repentance, the Lord's going to kill you, man. All right? The Lord's going to, like it said by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. Because, hey, you know, Jacob's trouble. That's going to be the equalizer. All right? You know, and if you somehow make it to through Jacob's trouble today, the Lord's going to reserve you for the missiles, the burning. So you're gonna, you know, the Lord doesn't give a shit about men, women, or children, from the old to the young. All right. You know, if the Lord has it out for you, he has it out for you. And the Lord has special judgments for you women, man, because hey, shit. You know. I asked the brothers this a few weeks ago, you know, about 2 weeks ago or so, man. 2-3 weeks ago. I asked the brothers, man, like, because, you know, Esau, he's the wicked, right? But the scriptures talk about how all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. And I had to ask brothers, like, man, you know, do y'all think that even Eve, you know, the Israelite woman, the so-called Negro, all right, Hispanic, Native American Indian women, like, I asked brother, man, do y'all think that's talking about Eve being even more wicked than the wicked himself, Esau Edom? You know, I just had to ask that because it's like, man, you know, again, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Like, damn. Because these women, man, they will do some shit, man, and not have no type of regret, remorse. You know, these women are heartless, man. They're cold. You know, these women are cold, man. You know, but hey, they're just gonna have to find out the hard way. You know, women, you have to get purged too. You have to go through the fire too. Just like how the Lord dealt with us. Hey, the Lord's, you know, y'all gonna have to find out too. You know, because I'm gonna get this, man. Again, it's just like, man, what does it look, man? Because that's another thing, man. Jacob's trouble. That's the Jacob's trouble, man. That's the great humbler, as some brothers say. Bear with me. In Isaiah chapter 13 and 11. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. All right, and hey, you know, because part of you know, the judgments, and you know, because you know, you got a lot of brothers on child support, man. You know, a lot of these women, you know, putting these men on child support. That's wicked, man. That's off. You know, and like I said, all wickedness being little but to the wickedness of a woman. Like, again, you know, The shit that these women be doing to brothers, man, and just men in general, you know, hey, y'all have to pay for that, man. You women, you had to pay for it. Just like, again, the Lord dealt with us. Hey, he's going to deal with you. You got to get purged too. You know, that applies to the elect women, the elect ladies, sisters, and the 2/3 women as well, man. You know, y'all have to get humble too, man, just like the Lord humbled us, right? And listen, man, the Lord, again, that's what had me like, man, what is the Lord going to do? Because, hey, the Lord, it takes me back to the Apostle Peter, you know, when he told Yahushua that he wouldn't deny him, you know, like, you know, Peter was like, man, Lord, man, I'm not going to deny you, man, that's madness, you know. But what happened after Peter denied Yahushua 3 times, you know, hey, because when you read the account, hey, Peter, he wept bitterly, man, you know, cried like a baby, man, because it broken to his foundation, to the point where, hey, when it came for Apostle Peter to get crucified, right? He said, listen, man, I'm not even worthy to be crucified like the Lord. Hang me upside down. You know, the Apostle Peter, he was broken to his core, to his foundation. And that's how the Lord did us, man. That's why the scriptures talk about being born again, coming again as babes. We had to, you know, we had to start over. That's why I said, hey, listen, the way the Lord dealt with brothers, listen, we to a point where, listen, we get it, man. We don't have it. We don't got it. All right. We don't deserve we don't deserve it. We're not worthy. We just ain't got it, man. All right. You know. And if the Lord did that to us, because again, the Lord, he broke us, man. He broke us to our foundation, but he built us back up. He's building us back up. You know, but again, if the Lord did that, how much more, what do you think the Lord's going to do to these women, to you women? What do you think the Lord's going to do to you women? Because that's the scripture talk about, man. These women, they're proud, they're wanton, man. They're undisciplined. They don't care. You will have a woman, man, out with her man, out and about with her man, right? You know, stand out another man while she's with her man. That's, you know, and his you know, simple behind, you know, he'll see it, but he don't want to say nothing because, you know, insecure or whatever, man. You know, you don't want to hurt her feeling, man. The hell with all that, man. You know, but you see, that just goes back to, like I said, man, hey, everything in this society is backwards. But that's what Jacob's trouble, again, is going to be the equalizer. It's going to, you know, set the record straight. All right. Because you women are going to find out, you know, because, hey, the scriptures say that the woman, she's the weaker vessel, you know. And, hey, a woman, she's damn nearly scared of anything, man. She'll see a cockroach. She'll burn down the whole house. She'll burn down the whole neighborhood or a cockroach. You know, don't let that sucker start flying too. Oh, it's a wrap. You know, and it's crazy because, hey, the scriptures tell you in that day, men shall be turned into women, man. Men are going to be crying like women in that day. So how much more to women? What do you think the Lord's going to show? What do you think he's going to bring? What do you think we're going to witness for the women? All right, because again, it's not going to be a thing of some months and years, right? You know, because something, hey, the Lord could do something tonight to where, hey, Isaiah 4:1, you know, all these women coming and knocking on brothers' doors and, you know, whatever. You know, I'm reading it again, Isaiah 13:11. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease and will lay low the hardiness of the terrible. All right. And, you know, first and foremost, talk about Esau. All right. You know, but just the proud and the hardiness in general. This is what the Lord's coming to do, because that's one thing that the Lord hates. All right. He hates a proud look. You know, hell, men in general hate, you know, just another proud individual. Hell, a lot of the Esau's counterparts, European Edomites, Russian Edomites, they hate American Edomites because they're proud. You know, his stout is more stout. His look is more stout than his fellows. Roughly paraphrasing. You know, so hell, people in general hate proud. Just a proud person. You know, and these women, man, it's just like they're getting worse and worse, man. You know, knowing that shit is going, you know, hitting the ceiling, the fan, the society's collapsing, and these women are still proud. they're still proud. Well, hey, that's why the Lord's going to humble. He's going to bring this great humbler, the great humbling. I read verse 12. It says, and I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. All right. You know, hey, an Israelite man, a man of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. Because again, once the power is shifted in our favor, all right. Because again, women, they go where the power is. You see, so once the power comes back to the men of the Lord, hey, you know, but again, it's not going to be some easy thing where it's just, you know, hey, all y'all gonna get picked. No, brothers gonna be very selective in that day, very picky and choosy, just like how you women are picky and choosy. All right, just because you want to be, you know, just because. Wait, brothers are gonna be picky, choosy, just because they can, just because they want to. All right, again, the tides are gonna shift, man. The tables are gonna turn. Everything's gonna get, you know, flip back up in its rightful place, man. Its rightful order. You know, and you women are gonna find out. You know, but I'm gonna get this because, hey, again, it's just what is the Lord gonna do? What is the Lord gonna do? Because again, in that day, women are gonna finally come to the understanding and realization that, hey, you know, I ain't shit in a bag of potato chips, man. You know, and the old saying in that when, you know, a lot of us were growing up, you ain't nothing but a bag. You ain't nothing in a bag of potato chips, right? Or excuse me, you ain't all that in a bag of potato chips, right? Well, that's when, you know, in that day, these women, they're finally going to come to that realization. You ain't nothing, you ain't nothing in a bag of potato chips, man. You know, you ain't all that in a bag of potato chips. But I'm gonna get this in Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, because like I said, these women, they think that a man is supposed to be subjected to her, right? He's supposed to bow down his will to her. You know, his purpose is supposed to be to her, and it's the opposite. It's the exact opposite. All right, you're supposed to bow down to his will, submit to his will. All right. Again, you don't own him. All right. You don't own us. We own you. You know, you are our property. You belong to us. You know, because like I said, you talk about Isaiah 4:1 to a lot of these women, especially if you got a red man, you know, you belong to me. You're mine. No, man, it's the other way around. All right. So I'm gonna get this. Because in that day, when the Lord brings this great humbling, that's when you women are going to revert back to your natural estate and being a possession and knowing your place, understanding your place. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 26. Bear with me. Or is it Salakia? Yep. Ecclesiasticus 36. Ecclesiasticus 36 in verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. All right, so that's the point. All right. A wife or a woman, you know, like I said, you are our possession. You belong to us. It's not the other way around. You know, but hey, that's when it's all said and done and all hell breaks loose out here, that's when you women are going to find out that, and that's when you're going to revert back to your natural estate and being a possession. You're going to want to come up under a man's vibration and, you know, you're going to learn your place. All right. You're going to learn your place because, hey, a lot of you are going to be left without. And that's when you read on, it says, a help like unto himself and a pillar of rest. Where no hedges, there is no, where no hedges, there the possession is spoiled. And he that have no wife will wander up and down mourning. All right. So, hey, like I said, a lot of you women are going to be without. All right, because it said where no hedges, there the possession is spoiled. So you see, as it just said in verse 24, you woman, you are the possession. You belong to us. We don't belong to you. You are our possession. All right. You know, the Israelite man, he's your hedge. He's your protection. Just like Yahushua is our hedge, he's our protection. We're his husband. We're his wife. We're his woman. All right. Well, you Israelite women. All right. And that's just the order of things, man. As you know, that's what, you know, it bothers me, because it's just the whole, it all goes back to order. And these people, they just love disorder. They love to be out of order, man. And it's just, you know, that's why the shit has to be destroyed, man. But you women, you're gonna find out. All right. Because in that day, again, you know, the Lord's going to bring things out here that's just going to be so horrific, so horrendous, man. It's just, that's when you women are going to find out. You know, when you're brought low, when you're humbled, that's when you're going to revert back to being a possession. You're going to go back to your natural state, being a possession. That's when you're going to find out you're not Wonder Woman, all right? You're not Superwoman, all right? You know, and all these other fairy tales that, you know, again, you know, these women, they've been puffed up and proud, thinking they're more than what they are. Well, on that day, you're going to go back to your natural possession, your natural estate, and being in possession, all right, to the Israelite man, you know. But hey, because again, hey, the Lord, he's going to bring things out here, man. It's just going to be, man, you know. In that day, if a man is going to be turned into a woman, like unto a woman, how much more that, you know, you women. You just got to think, man, because like I said, you know, women, they're scared of anything. And I will say this, you know, is, you know, America's going to be the worst rated R movie of all time, man. The worst movie of all time, you know, and your worst fears, the Lord's going to bring them to life. So like I said, when you got women, they're scared of something that's a cockroach, man. They'll burn a whole house down, the whole neighborhood down for a cockroach. Just imagine the shit that, you know, because scriptures talk about newly created beast, right? Just imagine the shit that's more, you women be about to have a heart attack over a cockroach. Just imagine the shit. You know, our imagination can only do but so much, but just imagine, you know. I always say, you know, Eve, man, you know, she sees Spider-Man, she's gonna burn a whole neighborhood down. Well, what are you gonna do when it's real life 8-legged freaks out here, man? What are you gonna do then? Just big ass spiders, 5-story spiders, you know, just terrorizing everything, man. Terrorizing the neighborhood. What are you gonna do then? Some shit out of the mist, you know, you see the movie The Mist. Well, the Lord's gonna bring that to real life. So what are you gonna do then? You know? Well, you're gonna be humbled. So Lord willing, that was edifying. All praise to Yahweh Shema Shai. The honors to the apostles and others, a great millstone. Yahweh Shema Shai Brakathum. To you, hopefully leg. Lord willing, get to next time. Shalom.